Before we start though, I gotta say that I've seen Mr. Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, responding to the situation, and he basically said that it's Emiru's fault because she's got bad fans. You know what I'm saying? She got assaulted by this weirdo because she doesn't ban people enough on her channel. Could you believe it? This is crazy. Like, he didn't say these exact words, but it boils down to this. You know what I'm saying? This guy is crazy. He's really not helping the Predator, friendly side allegations. I gotta say that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna watch this and talk smack as usual. Talk some smack to the like and subscribe buttons because that's what you like, okay?
So yesterday we of course talked about Emiru's horrible experience at TwitchCon where she got assaulted by some complete creep, complete freakazoid of a person, and
I will say that she was like I would go as far and say she was sexually assaulted. You know what I mean? He was clearly trying to kiss her and stuff, and it wasn't it wasn't nice. You can watch the clips on Twitter, etc. or not on YouTube because they ban it, but it was bad. Let's be honest, it was bad.
you know how terribly this reflected on Twitch and Twitch CEO Dan Clancy and the terrible statements that Twitch made to try and like damage control this, and then Emiru came forward with more information about how Twitch was doing I was going to say next to nothing to protect her and to go after the dude who did this, but I think it'd be more accurate to say that they did nothing until Emiru actually, or Emiru's manager really pressed the issue, and then they finally did something apparently, according to the information that we have. So
Well, it's obvious in the video. If you watch the video of the clip, of the assault, it's obvious. The one security guard is guarding Emiru, and the rest of them are just watching, the guy leave. You know what I'm saying? They're not pursuing him or anything. And to be fair, they aren't even in the frame. You know what I'm saying? Because the security sucked ass that much. That's the truth.
that was yesterday. Hopefully you saw my video on that or someone else's video. There's been a lot of great coverage from great channels out there. And today, it's only getting worse for Twitch. So let's get started on the updates. Here we have Twitch CEO Dan Clancy getting asked why streamers should trust Twitch security after TwitchCon, after what happened to Emiru.
They shouldn't. Like, if you don't have a contract, you don't have to be there. Don't go there. You know what I'm saying? And even as an attendee, even as an, even as a normal person, don't fucking go there, brother.
Well, the answer is, you clearly can't trust them, obviously. According to Emiru, they were even like laughing instead of catching the dude at first. So it's going to be pretty amusing to see how Dan Clancy is going to try and spin this.
Now, what happened yesterday obviously was something that we care deeply about, securing this environment. We're looking very closely at everything that happened there, and I care deeply about Emmy. She's a friend of mine, and so I want to see how we can support her. This is just something we have to keep working on. I think everyone identifies our tools in terms of trust and safety as...
I agree. You all are tools. Yes. Yeah. Sounds about right.
The leaders in the industry about helping creators, but that means there's always more work to be done because that's the world we live in now.
Demi had posted earlier today that I guess this fan was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon. Why should streamers trust Twitch to keep them safe at TwitchCon? Because I feel like simultaneously this has been such a secure event to the point that even like journalists have had struggled. It is very secure, but here's this man that just walks up.
Yeah, it is very secure. Yeah, sure. If the dude had a shank on him, she's gone.
And is somehow able to bypass all these things. So why should they trust the platform when slip-ups or, issues like this have happened?
Well, as you know, I think you toured some of what we do in terms of security. The reality is, even as you do a lot in terms of security in today's world, there are challenges that can present themselves, especially when someone is putting themselves out there, right? And so, we try to work very closely with each creator about what they want to do and what works for them, right? So I don't want to get into any specifics or details, but part of that is working with creators and, trying to find, and right now we're definitely, ramping it up to make sure creators know that we have the resources there to help them figure out what's right for them.
So in other words, you had the means to have more security guards, better security, but you didn't utilize it. You waited until something bad happened, and now you're upping the security like you said, because something bad actually happened. So we wouldn't do it. That's crazy. This dude has no idea. What the fuck? Brother, this is so infuriating.
So we got two wonderful people here. We got Twitch CEO Dan Clancy and disgraced journalist Taylor Lorenz, who has a terrible reputation. She's the sort of journalist who's like a large part of why people don't trust and dislike journalists nowadays, and that's been the case for a number of years now. And even the other day, she actually made her reputation even worse because she went on record making a video defending Hassan and completely misrepresenting the facts that people have about the abuse that Kai has been receiving. And she went on to say that all the people criticizing Hassan are essentially just crazy conspiracy theorists, I think is the way she put it. And she's actually framing this as, Twitch does do a lot for security. She actually stood up for Twitch in the middle of that clip. She's trying to say that it was a very secure event.
I feel like simultaneously this has been such a secure event to the point that even like journalists have had struggled. It is very secure.
Yeah, I'd love.
It's a joke. It's a joke. She's clearly trying to spin it, but everyone who's got two brain cells, you know what I'm saying, at least two brain cells, knows it wasn't secure. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
So now she's defining secure event because from what we've seen, that doesn't look.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree. Compared to like a war or something, it was very secure, for fuck's sake.
To be the case. And I totally get that a lot of security at events like this are volunteer. So for one, a lot of them are not getting paid, or they're getting paid extremely low, if at all. And two, they're limited in what they can do by Twitch's policies. But that doesn't excuse Twitch and all their funding at an event this large from not having a bigger presence of actual hired professional security. They should have done that. It seemed like they didn't. And let me play this part back because I think this actually makes Dan Clancy look terrible.
Well, I mean, as you know, I think you toured some of what we do in terms of security. The reality is, even as you do a lot in terms of security in today's world, there are challenges that can present themselves, especially when someone is putting themselves out there.
So he fully acknowledges the danger of putting yourself out there, especially for a high-profile streamer like Emiru. And then what did they do to protect her? He acknowledges that. What did they do to protect her? Nothing. She had to have her own private security, who again was greatly limited in what they even allowed that guy to do. And they...
Yeah, so her private security, basically, if you watch the clip, the one guy that was actually protecting Emiru, that was her own security guard. The guards provided by Twitch weren't even in the frame, you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. Crazy. Like, there was hundreds of people in line waiting for Emiru, and the security guards from Twitch weren't even in the frame. What a joke. What a joke.
They wouldn't even allow her to bring back her favorite security guard, as we've mentioned multiple times now. But it does bear repeating when this dude's actually sitting here saying that he understands the risks, and they still treat her like this.
Listen, he can understand the risks and not do anything. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not refuting it. You know what I'm saying? He probably understood the risks and didn't do shit about it, so the assault happened,
For some more context about this interview, by the way, according to my recollection, Taylor actually had this scheduled with Dan Clancy to be like a general Twitch interview before the Emiru incident even occurred. And knowing these sort of journalists, I wouldn't be surprised if she's like actually happy about this incident because now it makes her interview that much more compelling for people to actually watch. And maybe she's trying to like hide her gleeful smile behind that mask, and that's why she's wearing it. I say that in half jest, by the way, but no, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually was the case. Now, as for Dan Clancy, going back to him, he referred to Emiru as a friend, or even like a close friend. I think he was saying something like that. It just makes me think of that classic saying of like, who needs enemies when you have friends like these or whatever? Because if that's how he treats a close friend or even a friend, I mean, doing nothing to protect her and then taking no accountability at all, just deflection after deflection, it's really impressive how bad of a statement this all is from Dan Clancy. The next part of the interview that I'm going to show you actually came before the part that we just watched. It's what led into that part. So I really should have started with this, but yeah, I kind of messed up during recording, my bad, but just keep that in mind.
Obviously, we saw one Twitch streamer yesterday, Emiru, get assaulted by a male fan, and a lot of streamers have, especially female streamers, have talked about, the danger that they feel from these sort of toxic, I guess, parasocial kind of creeps. What are you guys doing to prioritize safety? Because I know also a bunch of Twitch content creators said that they were too scared to even come to TwitchCon this year, just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
Good decision.
Safety of our creators is a top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch. It extends throughout our society. I do think that when you're live streaming, in many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there. Okay, it's very different. When I use other short form content and people say all sorts of stuff, well, I can't stop that. But when I live stream, they basically don't bother me.
So she asks,
Brother, this is so bad. Like, this is so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine being so stupid. Put your tinfoil hats on, boys, because I genuinely believe that this guy was hired to destroy Twitch from the inside. I genuinely believe it. Like, after this incident, after this response where he said, you know what, this Emiru situation, well, basically it's her fault because she doesn't ban enough people on her channel, hence they are parasocial and then assault her. And I'm saying, like, crazy.
it's about the concern that people have about coming to TwitchCon, a real live event, obviously, in-person event. And he starts talking about, like, banning people from your chat to, like, control your community. What does that have to do with a real in-person event and the dangers that people can face going to TwitchCon?
Yeah, well, I will explain it. Well, basically what he's trying to do is say that Emiru's fan base is so full of parasocial and, insane people that no matter what they're gonna do in terms of security will help it. Hence, it's not their fault but hers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they couldn't do enough to stop this assault from happening, so you shouldn't be blaming them for, not having enough security. That's what he's trying to do, and it's pathetic. You're welcome.
I don't even understand what he's getting at here. Like, I'm almost getting a little bit of a headache trying to understand this logic. Obviously, everyone watching this video understands something that Dan Clancy apparently doesn't. Banning someone from your Twitch chat does nothing to stop that person from potentially taking action against you in real life. It's literally not the same thing at all. And while Dan Clancy is handling all of this terribly, we at least have some good updates here from Emiru.
Literally been stabbed yesterday. Literally, like. I have also seen people asking if I'm like taking any type of legal action. I am pressing charges against the guy with the police. As for anything else, I don't know yet because I've been having my manager handle all of those like side conversations. So I have.
Yeah, so that guy's probably royally screwed. I mean, he's on camera assaulting her. She's gonna press.
Brother, that's what you get for assaulting people.
Gonna press charges. He'll probably get sentenced. It seems like, what's this saying? All but a guarantee at this point. The next question, of course, is Emiru going to sue Twitch? We'll talk about that a little bit more. First, let's play the next clip.
I don't think that Twitch would have put out an official statement if that clip wasn't posted and going viral. And even after the fact that that clip was posted and going viral, as far as I know, the other people who had meet and greets today were not reached out to ask if they wanted extra security or if they even wanted to cancel their meet and greet. Like, maybe some people were, but I know for a fact Extra Emily wasn't. My personal manager made sure that she had extra security. No one reached out to her. Don't know about everyone, but I know that for a fact.
So we don't know.
I'm so surprised. Twitch being careless. Oh my god, I can't believe this. It's almost like they want the controversy, right? Like I said, put your tinfoil hats on. It's an inside job, brother. It's an inside job.
Know for sure yet. And it sounds like her manager is really handling the majority of this stuff, and Emiru isn't too involved yet. But I don't blame her. This literally just happened. She's going to need some time to collect her thoughts. Maybe she's still in a bit of disbelief about all this. And very important to note, she's still at the event. So it's not like she's home yet and she can like really, have like a relaxed environment to assess all this and come to a decision. She's still at the event. So when she is able to, I do hope she becomes a little bit more active and doesn't just like fully rely on the manager to handle the situation. But again, at this point in time, I totally get it. And we'll see. We'll see what happens if she maybe ends up even hiring a lawyer, not to press litigation right away, but to just review potential causes of action to go after Twitch for. There's a lot of ways that this can get handled. So we'll just have to wait and see for now.
But yeah, I really feel like there's a lot of key people that are responsible that need to be held accountable, because clearly there's been multiple points of failure for this to have even happened in the first place. And again, forgive me if I'm just rambling in circles. But I do also want to say, yeah, there's a lot of people that work at Twitch that are lovely, amazing, creative people. It's not them, but there's definitely multiple people that their failure allowed this to happen.
Well, yeah, the management is the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, sure, there's wonderful people working for Twitch, but at the end of the day, if it's all, if it's all managed by an idiot, they can't do shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Multiple people, for sure. I don't have any doubt about that, especially because of the fact that they flew out the global head of Amazon to talk to my manager and my security guard today.
That's actually
sounds like lawsuit to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. Yeah, well, good news. I hope she sues them, brother.
really interesting. So many people, myself included, wonder, with all the like terrible stuff that Twitch has done, why Amazon doesn't seem to ever get involved and ever like take action to an extent against Twitch and like get them to act more professionally. I'm referring to things like their double standards, where they ban someone for like a mean word for weeks, but they let other streamers like promote actual terrorism and they promote that person. And the worst thing that ever happened to that person is they gave him like a 1-day ban on his time off. I'm of course referring to Hassan and my recollection of how Twitch has treated Hassan, disproportionately favoring him in comparison to other streamers. And the point is, as mentioned, so many people wonder, like, how has Amazon not done anything about this yet? And so
it's even worse because, like, not only that is Twitch, just covered with controversies all the time, you know what I'm saying, but also Twitch haven't made money yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still losing. Amazon's still losing cash by running Twitch. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. Like, I don't get it. I think that Clancy should go, especially after this.
it's very interesting to know that in this situation, one of Amazon's top executives is actually flying out to talk to Emiru about what happened. And that's just what we know from what they told Emiru too, and that she shared with us. Maybe that person's also going to grill Dan Clancy about this. Who knows?
But yeah, we're gonna do our show with Will and Baby No Money. We're gonna try to have fun. During it, I know a lot of you guys are still mad, but I'd prefer if we could just not talk about it, just like focus on the show. And yeah, I have to head over there in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, dude, like I said, I think she's handling
It's so fucking heartbreaking, bro. She's just sitting there like, oh my god, I don't want to go there. It's a generational screw up, brother. Like, I don't think I have power to watch more. Like, this shit's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. It's killing me. Like, someone do something. This is crazy. The leadership of Twitch needs to go. This is unacceptable. Blaming your streamer for having bad audience and not taking responsibility because your security sucked. That's crazy, brother. Like, and he fucking said it publicly like nothing's happening. I don't get it, bro. So yeah, that's gonna be everything, brother. Listen, I gotta say that Clancy needs to go. Twitch is cooked. Like, this is absolutely unacceptable. They can't take no accountability, bro. They just trying to spin the assault into, like, I don't get it. Like, the dude actually came on, live and said it's not our fault, it's Emiru's fault for having bad fans. That's just crazy business. Like I said, I hope she sues the living shit out of her, and it's gonna be everything, brother.